Good, happy Friday morning, May 15, 2020. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this morning edition of Good Morning, New Hampshire. Rise and shine, everyone. Let's get this Friday off to a good start. We have a little bit of everything for you in Good Morning, New Hampshire, so sit back, relax, grab your cup of coffee, and enjoy some Good Morning, New Hampshire. But first, we're going to begin with the news. We're going to start with your local news first. First up, one additional COVID-19 related death announced. 84 new cases. Antibody testing being provided. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Beltate's building supply has been classified an essential business, and we take this responsibility very seriously. Now you have the option to place your orders via phone or email to orders@beltates.com for free delivery or curbside pickup. Stay safe because you matter to us.
And tonight, global coronavirus deaths now top 300,000. Good evening, I'm Tom Griffith. According to Johns Hopkins University, cases since the pandemic began now total more than 4.4 million. Here in the Granite State, 84 new cases reported tonight, bringing the total positive tests to more than 3,300. There has been one new death for a total of 151. Close to 40% of patients have recovered. That's more than 1,200 people. For the fifth week in a row, new unemployment claims fell in New Hampshire, but officials are predicting the actual unemployment rate to hit about 20%.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Now let's take a look at your coronavirus in New Hampshire, what you need to know information. And here's a look at that COVID-19 in New Hampshire. There are 3,382 number of people in New Hampshire who have tested positive for COVID-19. 1,388,000 number of people in the United States who have tested positive. 151 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire. 330 number of people who have been hospitalized with COVID-19 in New Hampshire. And 83,750 number of deaths from COVID-19 in the United States. This map of New Hampshire shows you where current cases of COVID-19 are. Manchester, 490. And this shows you total cases of COVID-19 are in New Hampshire. Manchester, 771. Now let's take a look at these three charts here. Let's start with the new cases each day. New positive COVID-19 cases in the purple, new hospitalizations in the orange, and in the red are the deaths. Let's chart here current cases. Current COVID-19 cases in the purple and current hospitalizations are in the orange. Let's chart here total cases in the purple, total COVID-19 cases in the purple, total hospitalizations in the orange, deaths in the red, and recovered in the blue. And then this chart here shows you by age group. This chart here shows you by female and male. This chart here shows you risk information. This chart here shows you race/ethnicity of cases. This chart here shows you percent of New Hampshire population. Your common symptoms: fever, lack of smell, cough, chills, and difficult breathing. How it spreads, and prevention tips. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into national news. In national news, Chair of Senate Intelligence Committee steps down. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
top Republican Senator Richard Burr has now stepped aside from his post heading the Intelligence Committee after the FBI served a warrant. They now have his cell phone over stock market trades as this was all beginning to unfold. Here's Pierre Thomas.
With the FBI intensifying its investigation into possible insider trading, Richard Burr today stepping aside as chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee.
This is a distraction to the hard work of the committee and the members, and I think the security of the country is too important.
Overnight, agents serving Burr with a warrant, then confiscating his cell phone from his Washington home.
It's part of the investigation, and everybody ought to let this investigation play out.
The FBI wants to know if Burr used intelligence information about the coronavirus for financial gain by selling stocks just before the market cratered. The senator selling up to $1.7 million in travel and hotel investments just a day after a closed-door briefing on the impact of the virus. Burr has denied any wrongdoing and insists he made those decisions based on public news reports.
The allegations are troubling.
But Burr is not the only senator facing scrutiny for stock market trades as the crisis unfolded. Dianne Feinstein today saying she answered questions from the FBI and turned over documents she says show she had no involvement in her husband's transactions.
Senator Loeffler, were you contacted by the FBI over your stock trade?
Senator Kelly Loeffler today not taking questions but again denying any improper trading after selling off stocks the same day she was briefed on the virus back in January. Loeffler, whose husband is the chair of the New York Stock Exchange, insisting their investments are handled by a third party. And she says she's not been served with any search warrant. Burr had called for an ethics investigation, and today he told us he's cooperated since the beginning. But make no mistake, this is a serious investigation involving the highest levels of the Justice Department, David.
All right, Pierre, thank you again.
Okay, there you go on that video and that report. And now let's take a look at live coronavirus updates for the rest of the world. Milwaukee order allows salons, malls, and playgrounds to reopen. At least 85,905 people have died in the U.S. from COVID-19. Today's biggest developments. Milwaukee order allow salons, malls, playgrounds to reopen. Como extends New York stay-at-home order. Global death toll surpasses 300,000. And be sure to stay with the Riley King Network for the latest of your COVID-19 information. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into business news. In business news, Dow futures fall more than 200 points on poor economic data, increased China tensions. Stocks futures fell on Friday as investors awaited a key reading on retail sectors, while tensions between China and the U.S. increased. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into weather and traffic. We're going to begin with the weather first. Let's take a look at your radar right now. And here is a look at that radar for all of you. As you can see on radar, there's going to be rain moving into New Hampshire, as you can see on the radar map here. You'll be seeing that rain slowly moving into New Hampshire today. Your weather right now is cloudy, 59 degrees. Weather for today, cloudy with showers likely during the afternoon. A possible thunderstorm. High 74 degrees. Winds southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain 70%. And now let's take a look at your traffic this morning. Good, happy Friday morning, May 15th. 2020. I'm Riley King, and welcome to your Friday morning traffic watch right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin and take a look at your morning traffic map this morning. And here's a look at the morning traffic map for all of you this Friday morning. In Henniker, you're seeing smooth sailing. Hopkinton, smooth sailing. Bow, Pembroke, and Concord, all smooth sailing. Boscawen, Canterbury, smooth sailing. Chichester, smooth sailing. Epsom, smooth sailing with a little spot of medium-paced traffic. Northwood, smooth sailing. Leeds, smooth sailing. And Durham, smooth sailing. Rochester, smooth sailing with some medium-paced traffic. Somersworth, smooth sailing. Dover, smooth sailing. And Portsmouth, all smooth sailing. Maine, all smooth sailing. Rye, smooth sailing. Northampton, smooth sailing. Hampton, smooth sailing. Seaburg, smooth sailing. Into the border of Massachusetts, 101, all smooth sailing on 101. Around Hooksett in Manchester, all smooth sailing. Around the Manchester Airport, smooth sailing. Bedford, smooth sailing. Amherst, smooth sailing. Milford, smooth sailing. Merrimack, smooth sailing. Nashua, smooth sailing. Into the border of Massachusetts. Nashua, Milford, all smooth sailing. Manchester, Derry, Windham, Salem, into the border of Massachusetts, all smooth sailing. And it is a good ride out on the roadways in New Hampshire this early Friday morning. And now let's take a look at your morning traffic cam this morning. And here is a look at your Rochester to Portsmouth traffic cams. And as you can see, not too busy on the Spalding Turnpike this early Friday morning. And Spalding Turnpike traffic cam is provided by New Hampshire DOT. And that is it for this Friday morning traffic watch right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for watching. Have a great Friday, everyone, and I'll see you back here later on today for another traffic watch. Goodbye, everyone. Okay, and there you go on your traffic. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into New Hampshire Life segment. In your New Hampshire Life segment this morning, Vera's Choice 2020, Best Cupcakes in New Hampshire. Let's see where the best cupcakes are in New Hampshire. We love cupcakes here at the Riley King Network. Okay, there you go. Now you know where the best cupcakes are in New Hampshire. Love cupcakes. And we're going to switch gears now. We have a exercise segment for you. 7 at-home exercises to work your core. Let's take a listen to that video from GMA Digital.
Hey, I'm Nike Master Trainer Kirsty Godso, and today I'm going to take you through 7 simple and effective ab exercises that you can do in the comforts of your own home. All you're going to need for this is a mat. I'm going to show you all 7 drills in a row. We're going to work for 45 seconds. There's a 15-second reset period in between if you need it. I'm just going to demo a few drills, a few repetitions of each, and then you can take it at your own tempo. So exercise number 1 would be a dead bug. I want you to start lying on your back, knees come to tabletop position, soft flex through the feet, shins parallel to the ground. Arms come straight up above the shoulders. With an inhale, you'll extend your right leg and your left arm away while the other side stays still. 15 seconds to shake out, recover. You'll set up for a crisscross, hand over hand behind the nape of the neck, roll up to the tips of the shoulder blades, head drops heavy into your hands. You'll rotate up and across, right elbow to left knee, right leg reaches out long, and then lift higher as you come through center to switch to that other side. And then keep lifting higher as you come through, each and every time. The third one from here, you're going to take that same lift of the head, elbows nice and wide, knees at tabletop position, flex through the feet, lower one heel down with a tight tap, exhale, draw it back to starting position, and then you'll change out to the other side. Heels squeeze together, you're going to have a leg lower. Lift that head up. If it's ever uncomfortable, you can leave the head down. You're going to lever those legs at 45 degrees. Exhale, draw them all the way back up and in. Keep the feet close to your butt. You'll take a reverse crunch, arms pressing strong to the ground so you open your collarbone. And it's a little bunny hop of those hips, drawing up off the mat. Now, the smaller, more controlled the motion, the more work you're going to get. We're going to come onto our wrist. We're going to have a bear hold position, one of my favorite core drills. Hands are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. From here, you tuck your toes, and you're going to float. Now, option 1, you can just hold your static bear and practice this perfect position. Option 2, you can start to take a hand to opposite shoulder, really trying to keep those hips nice and steady. Last exercise is going to be a forearm plank with a hip dip. So elbows set down underneath the shoulders, legs stretch nice and long. Think about opening your chest through to the floor, thigh gaze at your fingertips. From here, we're going to rock hips over to the left, come through center, hips over to the right. So I like to imagine I have to lift up and open something underneath me. Dust it off, then you're either done with your 7 exercises or you can loop through that again. Stay healthy out there. We see you crushing your workouts, and I'd love to see you join us in the Nike Training Club app.
There you go. So, try them out if you have some time today. And we're going to switch gears now. Let's go into entertainment news. In entertainment news, Prince Harry and Prince William are back in touch. Let's take a listen to that video from Entertainment Tonight.
Well, there's been so much written about the brothers, the royal rift, just the extent to which they have fallen out. And I don't think anyone is going to deny to you that there have clearly been some quite major problems in that relationship. Last year wasn't a great year for William and Harry, but things have got better. And I know that William and Harry are in touch. They are on the phone. There have been video calls. Don't forget there have been a lot of family birthdays. And of course, I think with Prince Charles not being well, that really forced the brothers to sort of pick up the phone to each other and get back in touch. There's a lot of reports of Prince Harry feeling a bit homesick over in LA, and I think it probably is the right time really for him to pick up the phone to his brother, and I'm told that has happened. I think there is a sense of relief probably on both sides that this tension, this high drama is now a thing of the past. The Sussexes are free to get on with their new lives. The Cambridges can get back to their old lives without all the upset and the drama that was clearly a big deal behind the scenes. I think Kate and William both miss Harry and Meghan to a degree, but certainly they miss Harry. They miss having him around, and they miss him being a part of their lives.
What's next?
The end. Woo! Bravo! Bravo!
Harry and Meghan obviously needed some time to settle into their new lives, and it has been a busy time for Harry. And of course, there have been birthdays, not least of Archie's. You know, now that perhaps they've settled into their lives in LA, this is the pattern for the future. I'm told that they feel a great sense of freedom, and they're really enjoying their new lives, and they're enjoying being able to do things a bit more on their terms.
That I would step my family back from all I have ever known, to take a step forward into what I hope can be a more peaceful life.
There was a lot of concern over just how involved Harry would be with his UK charities when he left Britain, but in fact I'm told that he's very much in touch with most of the charities and organisations every week, phone calls, video conference calls. He wants to hear how these charities are doing. He may be thousands of miles away from us over in LA, but he's still touching base very regularly. He and Meghan have hand-picked the charities and organisations they work with in Britain very carefully and quite deliberately, because they're charities that they care about. The idea that they would go over to America and just forget about these charities and organisations, particularly in Harry's case, that have been a big part of his life for so long, is absolutely not the case. Harry keeps in touch with them very regularly, and possibly he's a little bit homesick. I'm sure he's missing his friends and his family at this time particularly, and he probably misses some of the people that he works with. Don't forget, he's been patron of charities like Well Child for many, many years. He's forged close friendships there, and Harry is a good, loyal friend. So yes, he's missing his friends, and yes, he's picking up the phone to them back at home. I think as soon as it's safe to travel, we'll see Meghan and Harry back in the UK. I think we'll see them in Africa. I think this is a couple who wanted to be a global couple from the outset, and I think as soon as it's safe to do so, travelling will be a big part of their lives. You know, they want to change the world, they want to get out there, and I think we'll see them travelling very extensively.
Okay, and there you go. And now let's take a look at the celebrity birthdays for today and see which celebrities are celebrating a birthday today. And happy birthday to all of these celebrities. We hope they have a wonderful birthday and a wonderful day. And thank you for joining us for this Friday morning edition of Good Morning New Hampshire. Have a great rest of your Friday, everyone. I'll see you back here later on today for Good Evening New Hampshire. And I'll see you back here tomorrow for another edition of Good Morning New Hampshire. Goodbye, everyone.